Hello everyone, this is Will from the Apple One-to-One Training Channel, and today is a new announcement that Apple is starting, and I think we're going to see a bunch of announcements starting today, moving all the way up to the announcements that Apple is going to do in September, and they dropped two major Mac updates. One is the brand new Mac Mini with an M6 chip. Now, a new chip has been introduced, with the M5 Pro also being a part of it, and they have now brought out the new Mac Studio, which now includes the M5 Max, and now the new M5 Ultra chip. So we're going to go over these items and detail and kind of like read through them and understand what they kind of came out with. So first off is the brand new M6 chip. Is the first chip built using a 2-nanometer process. The M6 is going to feature a 12-core CPU, a 12-core GPU, and a dual 16-core neural engine. So what Apple has announced is a 40% faster CPU performance, a twice graphics performance, and up to 4 times AI performance on here. Nothing physically is changing, obviously, on the device here. It's really much the same. And if you are looking for a little more power, they're obviously offering the M5 Pro, which is up to an 18-core CPU, 20-core GPU, and up to 64 gigs of unified memory. They've also included a new Wi-Fi 7 chip, the Bluetooth 6, and 2.5 gigabit Ethernet with a 10 gigabit Ethernet option available as well. So the price is starting at $899 for the M6 Mac Mini and $1699 for the M5 Pro. If you go to the pre-order page here, you can see the price differences here. It is a $256, so that's terrible, of course, for storage, but that's just what it is. You can't do anything about that. So if we were to go through and max this out, so if we get the M5 Pro chip with the highest core possible, 64 gigs of memory, which is the highest there, 8 terabytes of storage, and 10 gig by Ethernet, you are looking at a very high price of $6,799 if you were to get everything maxed out in here. Of course, storage-wise, you don't need to go crazy with that if you don't necessarily need to. Like for me, I'm a 4 terabyte kind of guy, so I like having as much space as I can on here. So if I really wanted to buy this, it would cost me $4,799 for the workflow that I do. So yeah, that's a pretty crazy price. But of course, you could just stick with the M6. You could do everything you want on that. I bought myself a M4 Mac Mini and I paid $489 for it with the smallest amount of storage and the smallest amount of everything. And, you know, it's double the price now of what I paid for it. So that's crazy. That's where we are in this AI generation. Let's now talk about the Mac Studio. So the Studio has the M5 Max or the new M5 Ultra. The M5 Ultra is Apple's most powerful chip ever with a 36-core CPU, 80-core GPU, and an incredible 512 gigs of unified memory. For video editors, which is big for me, here's the big deal. 33 streams of 8K ProRes 422 video. That is nuts. You're getting the Thunderbolt 5, Wi-Fi 7, Bluetooth 6, and support up to 8 displays for whatever reason you think you need that. The Mac Studio starts at $2499 for the M5 Max, while the M5 Ultra starts at a massive $5,499. So you are available to pre-order today if you want to do that, and the release will happen on September 22nd. So are you upgrading? That's going to be the big deal. Let's go through. I like to always go through some of the specs that they have here. So I wanted to show you this page where it shows you the M6, the M5 Max Studio, and then the M5 Ultra. And you can kind of get an idea of the core GPU, the 6, the computing power, which has 4 ProRes encoding there for the M5 Ultra. That's crazy. Even I don't need that. And the Studio M5 Max would be more so what I'm looking for. Also, you want to, if you're very interested to see the price of this, well, let's go through the website and go through the highest amount. And you're going to be shocked by this price because I already saw it. So if you get the M5 Ultra chip, the 3680 core, you can only get up to 256 right now if you wanted to do it. But by default, it comes with 96. So if you get the Ultra, you're already getting 96 gigs of memory. If you get the M5 Max chip and the 18 core, the one that comes with it, right now 36 is included, but you go up to 256. So we're still waiting for that price for the 512. But if I go 256, 16 terabyte, which is a $7,500 add-on, you are looking at the grand total of $18,299. That is more than a car, ladies and gentlemen. That's where we're getting at. This is the AI we all want and need in our life, and that's the case of what it is. But for me, like if I was to buy this, I just need the basic M5 Max 1832. 1636 is more than fine for what I do. I would get a 4 terabyte. I like having the storage. And then for me, that would be a $4,299 price for a studio. So, yikes, that's crazy. I would definitely be utilizing some Apple discounts on there. Now, two major announcements they also did, which has very quietly been refreshed, is the Magic Keyboards. They have that new design that they're starting to use now where they're using the glyphs rather than the edge text. So we're not seeing the word shift anymore. Now they're actually putting the actual shift key. So this is now a change that they're doing on these keyboards. So that's just a minor thing, but they are doing that. And believe it or not, they have a new polishing cloth. That's right. There is a new version of the polishing cloth. Don't know if it's the same size or not, but it's cheaper, $9, no longer $19, ladies and gentlemen. So we've gone backwards here. Even though AI is great, but you know what? Polishing cloths are discounted. So look at it like that. We just saved $10 on that. So I want to hear what you guys think about these new announcements regarding the Mac Mini, Mac Studio. Leave them in the comments below. See if there's any of them that you're interested in, if you're willing to pay the amount of money for it. Also, make sure it's very important to know about. They are very much pushing this Apple upgrade. Under every single thing you're looking at, they're still continuing to push the upgrade. Again, I prefer owning the product than leasing it, but hey, it's up to you. It's also could be a business reason to do that. So just note that they're really pushing that upgrade if you need to. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me for this video. And if you have any questions, let me know. And I love every single one of you. Like and subscribe to the Apple One-to-One training channel for new Apple tips and tutorials every single week.